Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here this morning. We're going to switch things up on you. You don't got to rub your eyes and say, wait, is this Friday fishing forecast? No, it's Monday morning. A lot of y'all getting ready for work, getting ready for school. But we're going to show you in a minute after the weather, we're going to show you where to go scalloping in St. Joe Bay. I'm going to show you Winston Chester's hot spots, okay, where to go. So let's get our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center. First of all, talking about the temperature, it's going to be high of 87, low of 75, and water temperature jump back up to 87, okay? Let's take a look at our tides. It's flat out no tides. It's going to be a good day to scallop because there's going to be no tidal movement. We're in neap tides today and tomorrow. It's going to start getting a little bit better on Wednesday and Thursday, but the next couple of days we're in neap tides. Well, I was like to do the Monday moon forecast. Now, last Wednesday night, we had a beautiful full moon for a couple of nights. Hope you got to see it. It was really nice, and sometimes when it started waning, I'd get up in the morning early and see it still sitting up in the sky, just bright, beautiful. So September, we're starting, right now we're in our waning phasings of the moon, okay? Those things are important. Marine forecast will be south-southwest at about 5 to 10. We'll take a break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's go scalloping. Well, where do you say we're going to go scalloping? Well, we're going scalloping in St. Joe Bay. It opens up this morning as we're speaking. Now, what's going to happen? You got to put in, of course, at a boat ramp. So let me go ahead. The St. Joe boat ramp, the city ramp is right here, of course. Presnell's is here, and the state park. That's the three major ramps to go in. I will say something about the St. Joe boat ramp. A couple years ago, they started charging outdoorsmen and boaters for using their boat ramp. That is wrong. I will still say that is wrong. That's discriminatory toward the outdoorsmen for city of St. Joe to charge us to use that boat ramp. That boat ramp was built many, many years ago, been paid for many, many times, and people say, well, it's got to be repaired. The money comes from the state, from our boating registration. That money is set aside, a certain percentage of it set aside for boat ramps throughout the state of Florida. So Mexico Beach, you're right along with them. You're wrong. The city council, I'll call you out on it. You're wrong. You should repeal that law. Don't get me started. I'm not a politician, but I know what's right and what's wrong, and that's wrong for y'all to charge and discriminate against us outdoorsmen and boaters and scallopers and all to use a ramp that's been there for that long. So anyway, I could go on and on that. It just, every time I think about it, it irritates me. Okay, so anyway, let's go scalloping. Let's get positive and go scalloping. We're going to go. We always I'm going to Black's Island, and that's a story in itself. Black's Island. It is now a resort. And it used to be a Boy Scout camp, and then it used to be, but anyway, that's another story. But we always like to talk about Black's Island because that really, it's a focal point is where, where you go. So Black's Island is, of course, right here in the southern part. And what I want you to notice, you have these canals coming in and out, okay? I'm going to show you, over the years it's changed, but there's been some honey holes over the years. Between Black's Island right here, east of Black's Island, this area right in here, I think probably when everything's said and done over the years, I would have gotten more scallops from this area right in here, okay, than anywhere. Now I've gotten scallops all over the bay, but this area right in here. So here's Black's Island, so we're going almost directly east from it, and then I'm going to show you the second highest concentration of scallops I've got. And I'm talking about we're talking about a 40-year period of scalloping. So some years they're in areas and some years they're not. Going southeast of Black's Island. This is real good grass up in here, okay? Really, so southeast of Black's Island. Okay, now I want to come up here. If you're a kayaker, and this is real popular now, you can put your kayak in right here. This is stump hole and all the rocks here. You can put a kayak in right here, and there's a channel that goes out in here, and you can get scallops over in this area right in here. We've gotten scallops, they get picked over pretty good now. See this dock here? That's always a little mark right there. Directly east from this dock, east and north from this dock right here. Okay. Again, now this is pretty deep in this area here. It's pretty deep, but you want to go back up in this area here. the biggest shark. I will tell you, the biggest shark I've ever seen. And I've seen some big ones. The biggest shark I've ever seen was about 7 or 8 years ago. Gail and I had got our limit of scallops over right in here. We got our limit. So we're coming back. I started fishing. I had a southeast wind. Started fishing and drifting right through here, and about right in this area right here. I was catching some trout. And I tell you what happened. We sneaked up on a huge bull shark. Folks, that shark was between 10 and 11 foot. And it was during scallop season. In fact, there was a family from Georgia scalloping back here, and I went back and told them to watch out for those kids because there's a huge shark in the area. What those sharks will do, and I don't want to scare you or anything, but you just need to be aware of what they'll do. They'll hit these channels here, and they come on the grass and feed and come back in the channels. And what that one had done, to come in this channel right here, and it was sitting right there, and we were real quiet. Very quiet on the boat, just drifting, no noise, and we drifted right up on him and startled him. So be aware of that. Okay, that's two good places. About 10 years ago, I started scalloping some, between Eagle Harbor and Black's Island up here on the shoreline here, and this has been good. I don't know, other folks have done that too. I don't know if it was because we hadn't done it for a while, but we really, one time we just sort of stopped and let the kids sort of just adjust their masks and get them all set before we got out there on the grass flats, and one of them brought up, hey, here's a scallop. And so we started looking around, and they were all over the place. So they're around some docks and all. Don't get up next to people's docks and all, but give them some space. And let me go and bring that up too. We talked about this Friday, so give people space and don't get right up under their nose and get in their boat and all. But anyway, Black's Island and Pig's Island, those islands, use that as a reference point. And you put in pressed nails, it's not a hard run. And I don't know what the fee is there now, but that's a good, safe place to put into pressed nails. Most of the time I will be putting in here at Eagle Harbor, and I sort of aim toward the Black's Island and go back in this area right in here. So make sure you got your diving flag. Make sure your anchor is secure. And when you find an area where scallops are, again, get the right, remember the limit's only 40, so get 40 big ones. Don't get 40 little ones. If they're little, just throw them back and give them time to grow. It's going to be a short season, going to be an interesting, see how it develops this year. I've been fascinated as to how people are going to do it. So if we get a chance, we're just going to get 40 big ones. And if you have any question on where to go, I'm looking on the map, any question where to go, like I say, east of Black's Island, southeast, okay. Also, and I've tried this area, but I've never had good luck up in here. Some other folks have, but I've never had good luck. Most of the area is going to be right in here, okay? All right, we're going to take our break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. It's just a wonderful thing. Like scalloping just shows you a variety of things we get to do here in the Panhandle. And it's just, I couldn't imagine living anywhere else other than the Florida Panhandle. There's a lot of other people feel the same way, so that's great. Let's move on now. Speaking of good things going on, you saw the new intro that Jeff had on. Jeff works really hard on the show. He's very talented, and I hope you like the new intro. And it's going to be one of these works in progress. We may add some more pictures and all later, but this is things are just looking good for Panhandle Outdoors. I want to, at this point in time, I'm going to go ahead and tell you again, thank you for watching the show, for supporting our sponsors. If anybody wants to come on the show and be a sponsor, it's a win-win situation. It's a win for us, and it's a win for the sponsors. They just get great results. I know last week we had Richard on with the homie juice, and I got calls about where can I find it. And a friend of mine was over at on the east side of town at Ace Hardware, and he went in and bought some, and he said he saw this on Panhandle Outdoors on TV, and the lady said, well, I wonder what happened. We've been selling a lot of that this morning. So that's good. So the advertisers are going to get results from us, and they're going to get a chance to come on the show and do things. I feel very strong about Panhandle Outdoors. We spread in good, positive news about the outdoors. It's good for young people. It's good for old people. And like I say, I just feel like I have a purpose in continuing this show and making it better and better. It's just going to only get better and better. So I appreciate the loyalty. I appreciate the feedback y'all give us. And it's just a good thing. And we're going to keep it going. So if you got somebody who wants to sponsor, I've got some new sponsors coming on this week, some more next week. And so tell them, give me a call. I'd love to go by and talk to them and show them what we can do and help out their business and help them be more successful at what they do. And it's just a good thing. So anyway, give me a call on that. I want to mention it, all right? Now, the other thing I wanted to, we mentioned last week the symbols. We were talking about the places to go in different parks and wildlife management area. And I don't want to spend a lot of time on it because there are a lot of symbols, okay? But these are camping and picnicking little symbols. Take a look at this. I'm not bear box, okay? Bear box, campfire. See, they don't write this stuff out. Just symbols, which is sort of international symbols, and firewood. How it's cut. It's okay to grill, the picnic areas, a shelter area. Now you say, well, that's not important. It's very important if you're not from the area, especially the sewer hookup, sleeping shelter. If you're not from the area, I know when I hiked the Appalachian Trail and I saw that little symbol of the Appalachian Trail, and I knew a campsite was close by, so it's important. Okay, here's a section here on nature and wildlife, on bear viewing. You want to be careful of this. That's more up in the mountains, the bear viewing, birding and wildlife. And you see those binoculars. You see a lot of those around here now. And it's a great opportunity, so pick those out. Deer viewing, not deer hunting now, deer viewing, fish hatchery, the ladder, now that's out west, where the salmon, flower viewing, and I haven't seen that one, but that should be self-explanatory. We don't see sea lions. Waterfowl, of course, and whale viewing, that's more of a East Coast. One more section here, the on the water, the beach access, boat launch, we talked about that. We hope most public boat launches are free, okay? Boat tour, boat trailer, the canoeing access, of course, fishing and fish cleaning now. They got this down at St. Joe State Park, a fish cleaning area. A lot of state parks do that. So I just want to show you these symbols. I won't go through all of them. You sort of see a lifeguard on stand, rafting, rowboating, all these, scuba diving. So anyway, just be aware of those symbols and what they are, just to inform you as an outdoorsman. The big thing to what you can do in that area. Okay, now let's get ready for a video. About to run out of videos on this ICAST experience we had. The big thing, I know a lot of y'all enjoyed them, and it's probably more than I thought we had, but I'm so glad to get this many in, because keep in mind, this stuff is coming out in January, and it's not going to, a lot of us not going to see it. Now, the real grip I showed the other day, that had been out for a couple, but they develop a new product each year, so that was a new one that I showed you the other day. They've been out about 5-6 years. Okay, this is Big Bite Baits, and they're close by. They're just right up the road from us. You go up there, you follow and go east across the dam there in Georgetown. Y'all know where that area, okay, right there. That's Big Bite Baits, okay, in Georgetown, Georgia. But I know these folks well. I'm got an interview with Lester Brackett and his wife Pam. This is Coach George Cochran's oldest daughter. I've known her since she was trick-or-treating in about the 3rd grade, and so I've known the family a long time. And Pam is retired from teaching, and Lester retired from coaching, but he's also an excellent fisherman. So he got hooked up with Big Bite Baits a good while back. He's been fishing their baits for a long time, so he's a natural salesman for them because he's been so successful with it. And this is local people. And if you haven't tried Big Bite Baits, they've done real well. They had a big booth down there. He's going to show you some of the things. So let's go ahead and roll this video, Jeff. Out here at Big Bite Baits. Big Bite Baits, and this is Michael, the FLW fisherman, factory rep and all. You're serious about this?
I'm pretty serious about it.
Okay, so I want you to tell us about this new bait y'all have. This is good stuff.
All right, yeah, it's a suicide shad. It's got 2 sizes. We got this size, it's a 4.5 inch. Then we got this, which is a 3.5 inch. We've got several different colors in it. A couple of them just came out brand new this year, like IU, that's a brand new color. This small one is going to be great for clean water. Throw in an 1/8 ounce, 3/16 jig head, just wind it around. It's definitely going to get tons of bites, or even on a finesse chatterbait or swim jig kind of trailer. It's going to be really good as well. This one has already been proven. It's a good fish catcher on its own. It's also a great swim jig or chatterbait trailer as well. This happens to be my favorite color. It's blue gizzard.
Blue gizzard. What's the best way to fish them, though? How do you like to fish them?
The best way, probably all around, is just on a jig head. Anywhere from an 1/8 to a 1/2 ounce, depending on what depth range you're wanting to fish. The smaller one, I wouldn't go any bigger than a 1/4, and the bigger one, I wouldn't go any bigger than a 1/2.
All right, one quick question. When you get ready to fish a tournament, what's one of the biggest things you do in pre-fishing? What do you like to do, just in general, as a fisherman?
I'm a big swim bait guy, so I like to tie on a swim bait and just cover it as much as I can. cover as much of the depth ranges as I can. I like to have one with a lighter weight, one with a heavier weight. That way I can go in between, figure out what water column the fish are in, and see what kind of color and what kind of weight and speed they like the best with swim bait.
Oh, good. Thank you so much. Michael Neal. All right, now we're still at Big Five Baits, and this is Lester Bratchett. I've known Lester a long time. He's intelligent to marry one of the late Coach George Cochran's daughter, and also a good friend of mine that teaches with me, Brian Wilkie. That's his brother-in-law.
That's right.
We've known each other a very long time.
That's exactly right. I'm glad to be here with you and Miss Gale today for sure.
Listen, I know you're a big outdoorsman, especially love fishing.
That's exactly right.
You got involved in this company how long ago?
This is my 5th year with Big Bite.
Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about what y'all have now.
Well, one of the things I wanted to show today that we've got is, I know you talked with Michael earlier about our new bass baits.
Yeah.
This is our new crappie baits that we've came out with this year. We have a series called the Minnow, and we have a pointed tail one and we have a paddle tail one.
Okay.
So this year we decided to introduce a curl tail minnow.
Okay.
Most of our crappie pros are looking for a bigger profile crappie bait. So this will fit the bill. It's also on what we call our new contender jig head. And it's new, it has larger eyes, it has bigger keeper rings to keep the bait snugged up against the head, and it comes with a larger hook.
Okay.
So something that we're offering to give a little difference, you know, and to use for a little bigger bait. We're really excited about this. We think it's going to be a real good product for us, and it'll fall right into that line of baits. The Minnow has been very popular.
Okay, and tell the folks where y'all are headquartered at.
We're headquartered in Georgetown, Georgia.
Okay.
Actually, there's 2 companies there on the ground. There's Big Bite Baits, and then there's D&J Plastics.
Okay.
And then the other thing I want to show you that we're kind of excited about is something that me and several of my fishing friends have used for years. We decided to manufacture, and it's called the Whopper Popper.
Okay.
And it's a lure retriever.
We all need that.
Oh yeah, if you get hung up 10 times, you're gonna get your bait back 8 out of 10 times with this little apparatus.
No kidding. So how does it work?
You just pull the line tight, you clip it on the line, let it go down and it hits the lure, and then take your rod and reel the slack up and pop your rod tip and make it bounce.
That's heavy.
And it's heavy, 4 ounces, and it'll knock the lure loose.
Yeah. So it goes down like that.
It's called the Whopper Popper.
The Whopper Popper.
But something we're kind of excited about. It's a little different and getting into a little different part of the fishing business.
Hey, yeah, because it happens to everybody.
Oh yeah, it'll pay for itself. You get 3 or 4 crankbaits back.
That's true.
It's $67 a piece. You know, this is going to retail for I believe it's $3.99.
Oh my goodness.
So you're going to make your money back pretty quick.
All right, thank you, buddy.
Yes, sir. It was great to see y'all. It was a pleasure.
Good job. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that. I hope you get to try those Big Bite baits. I know there's been some nice bass caught with those baits, okay? And I'll try to get Lester to come on the show. He's a good fellow and good fisherman. Now, let's look at our fishing game time today, brought to us by Barron's Barbecue Shrimp Marinade. Our times this morning, 4:08 to 6:08. We're wrapping that up. But this afternoon, 4:34 to 6:34. I'm not sure if scallops or if they have that feeding time like that anyway, but the fish and game do. Let me go ahead and I'll give you a tip, outdoor tip of the day. I like to give you some tips every now and then. And this is, by the time we get dried out from scalloping, we're going to start thinking about dove season. It's right around the corner. And my tip to you as a dove hunter, and I've slowly done this. I did this a long time ago, and every time I've done it, I have more success, is to go ahead and use some decoys. I feel strong about the decoys. The more I've used, the more successful I've been. Now, it's not going to guarantee success, but in the past I've only used like 2 or 3 over here and 1 in the ground or something. But I'm going to start doing. I got to think about these duck hunters. These duck hunters would spread out. When they first started doing just a little handful of decoys, and over the years they just had a massive spread. And I'm thinking I see that coming with the decoys for the dove. So anyway, tip of the day: get some run down to C&G or something to get some dove decoys and check those out. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to talk about, I got a few minutes left. I want to. This don't have anything to do with outdoors. It's just human nature, and I've been wanting to talk about this a while. A lot of times as a teacher, I would bring up stuff that didn't have anything to do with outdoors, but it was just human nature and try to help the young people be a better person. So what I want to talk about is automobile and truck speed on the highway. It's been phenomenal. I'm not going to have enough time to get into it, but last week I rode by that wreck on 231, and I knew right away there was fatality involved. And I've been wanting to bring this up, but people are driving so fast. It used to be most of us would drive the speed limit and be a few people speeding. That's always been that case. Now it seems like there's a few people, a few people driving the speed limit, and everybody else is flying by you. And I'm sort of, and I get on the highway and I go to sometimes. I'll be honest, if it's 55, so I usually go a little bit 60. But people pass me like I'm standing still. And the place, I tell you, I don't have to go to Daytona 500 because every day I go home, between the Lynn Haven Bridge and that first red light in Southport, folks, you'll get run over if you're not careful. It is amazing there. And the Lynn Haven police, they're good. They're good about stopping people on that side of the bridge, on the Lynn Haven side. But on the other side of the bridge, it's like the people just getting out for first lunch or church service just ended, and they're whoom. But worse than that, I got to where I just about swear off the interstates. It's just I go back ways if I can. I always like to go back roads and all. But I just want to talk about slow down a little bit. I'm not talking about when I say slow down. If you slow down, you're going to be going the speed limit. So, but I'm amazed at people doing that, how fast everybody's driving. Coming in here to work this morning, I was coming across the Lynn Haven Bridge. I'll be honest with you. I was going 10 miles over the speed limit. I was going 55 miles per hour coming into work this morning. 55 in a 45 zone. So don't arrest me yet. People, I was the slowest one on the bridge. They were flying by me. Most of them big old trucks and all, but then the little sports cars and all different. And it's just amazing. I used to say I wanted to be I wish I could be a part-time policeman or trooper, just catch people speeding because it's unsafe, and what it does is jeopardizes, it's their business if they want to do it, but when it jeopardizes you or your family, and like in that wreck last week, it's constantly doing that. So I wanted to bring that up as just, human behavior and all, but I don't know if it's just me noticing that or if you've noticed it too. If only a few people are obeying the speed limit, and everybody, about 80% of them, are just flying by you unless the traffic is slowing them down. So anyway, that's my little spiel on that. And the same way, the boats are getting bad about that too. We've talked about that before, though, about the speed on the boats. Slow down and have control of yourself and your vehicle, and you'll be a lot better off. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up today. If you're out there scalloping, be careful and have a great day. You do something good for your fellow man, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.